Hey movie buffers, Movie Buff 29 coming out with another video. So I am going to do a episode reaction to one of the Glee episodes, one of the saddest episodes, and if you're a Glee fan, you know which one I'm talking about. It is the quarterback episode from season 5, episode 3, where we lost Finn Hudson / Cory Monteith. I reacted to with Leah Michelle when she sang "Make You Feel My Love" earlier. So if you haven't seen that, check out my channel and check out that reaction. But this is the first time I'm going to do a episode reaction to the quarterback episode, and it was. I remember when I first watched it, I was so sad. Like, I literally just kept crying and crying. I know that it was I feel like that episode was kind of forced by Ryan Murphy, because since they lost Cory Monteith, it would have been kind of hard to go back onto the set knowing that he's not there. And doing a memorial episode is really cool, but I feel like it was maybe too soon, and they probably shouldn't have. I know Ryan Murphy kind of said in an interview that he regretted doing that episode close after the fact that Cory Monteith was unalived. So it is a sad episode for all us Gleeks, just because we rewatch it and we see Cory Monteith and everything was so fine, but then when season 5 came, I know his last episode was in season 4 when Rachel did the audition for Broadway, and he was there in her mind, because technically they weren't there in real life, but in her mind they were there. It was him, Mercedes, Tina, and Kurt, and Artie, and the original ones that sang "Don't Stop Believing" in the first season. So. But yeah, so it's I can't believe it's already been 11 years since we lost Cory Monteith. I know his passing is coming up on the 13th, also, as well as Naya Rivera, who passed away 7 years after he did, and she was found on his 7th year anniversary of his passing. So. But yeah, so I'm stalling as much as I can, but I'm going to watch it, and hopefully it's not too bad. But I know that you'll probably see me cry, which is not that hard to do. But here we go. All right, everyone, the quarterback. And I actually like the newbies from season 4. I love them.
In daylights, in sunsets, in midnights, in cups
I can tell they definitely don't want to be there.
In inches, in miles, in laughter, in stride. How about love?
It was great seeing everyone come together for this.
To the day since his funeral, and it's the first time I've had the courage to even look at the suit I wore to it. And now back to Lima for a special memorial Mr. Shu is planning. We're all going back. Everyone who can.
Those two have been through a lot.
People keep asking me, how are you feeling?
Brothers.
What are you feeling? I have no answers. Honestly, what can you say about a 19-year-old who dies? I only keep that out when I know she won't come in. Rachel? I'm going now. I'm going to spend my entire life missing him.
You know, I've cleared my entire schedule to provide my services to students and faculty, and not a single person's come in for grief counseling.
No, maybe that's because you're not a certified grief counselor. Maybe that's because you're just the jittery, mentally ill bird lady they turn to find out what college they won't be attending because they missed the application deadline. Take it easy, post-op Michael Chiklis. I'm grieving. And I grieve by insulting those who mean the most to me. And it's just a coincidence. That's
I know
also
some
what I
people
do
who are
when I'm
like
not
that,
grieving.
and
You just feel so
it's
surreal.
sad, but I understand where they're coming from. Sometimes
Don't
it's
make
hard
him
to
like
express
Finn.
your feelings and
He was
show
our
that
quarterback.
emotion, but
We honor Finn Hudson by taking care of the people he loved.
Really glad so many of you could make it back for this.
We would have missed it for
I
anything,
just
Mr.
wish
Shue.
Quinn
The
was
funeral
able to
was for
come,
everyone,
and
but I wanted to do something just
Brittany
for
and-
us. To memorialize him the only way we know how. By singing.
Singing isn't gonna bring him back.
No, it's not. Nothing is. Not ever. And we'll start tomorrow.
Oh, I can't wait until tomorrow, Mr. Shue.
sometimes you just gotta get it out.
I've been bawling for 3 weeks. If I don't get this all out now, I don't think I'll ever stop. I remember Finn telling me that he sang this song to his baby sonogram. Well, he thought it was his baby. He was the first cool kid to be nice to any of us, and he was our leader in here.
Oh, why you look so sad? Tears are in your eyes when the night falls
And I'm glad
on
that they
you.
did the
You
proceedings
don't
for
know what
this
to
episode
do.
and gave it
Nothing
to
you
one of Cory's favorite
confess
charities.
could make me
which is
love
good.
you less. I'll stand by you. I'll stand by you. And hey, what you got to hide? I get angry too. Well, I'm alive like you when you're standing at the crossroads and don't know which path to choose. Oh, I'll stand by you. Nobody hurt you, no. Won't let nobody hurt you. No, 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 no. I'll stand by you.
Sweet, gentle porcelain. I know you were instrumental in raising the funds for the tree in the memorial garden in Finn's honor.
All I did was drive to Home Depot and buy a tree for $20, but yes.
Well, it looks like we're gonna have to dip into your West Village Halloween Parade assless chap fund once again. Tree's gone. Someone's vandalized the memorial.
I don't understand. Why would someone do something like that?
Who knows? Grief can bring out the irrational in all of us.
It does. Everyone handles
Sometimes it
grief
makes
differently.
people do very strange things. Sometimes when people die, we want to hold on to what's left of them. Thanks.
I marked these boxes so it'd be easier to separate things.
Thanks, honey.
Oh, look. It's the ball from the first game we ever scored at.
That was a good game.
You should keep this, Dad.
It's the weirdest football game I've ever been to.
Look, it's
But it was a
the
good toe
faggy
tapper.
lamp from my Marlena Dietrich basement redecoration.
I tore into him about this lamp. You know, I was right in principle, but, you know, come on, the kid didn't have a prejudice bone in his body.
I'm
I
glad he
knew
had
what he
Bertho.
meant when he was calling him
Good thing he had a
faggot.
father figure in his life.
I wasn't teaching him a lesson in tolerance. I was teaching myself one. He was just unlucky enough to be there for it.
Finn knew how you felt about him, honey. Kind of liked it when you yelled at him.
Should have hugged him more, you know? No, it was always,
We just don't
man,
know
we'd
when
fist bump or we'd high
anyone's
five,
last time
but
is, so we gotta make the most of it.
he was so bummed out about some test at school. And I just, you know, told him to get back at it. You know, he was worth it. It was the perfect time for a hug. But for whatever reason, I just I gave him a pat on the back. That's that.
Shouldn't feel bad about that.
Now he's gone.
Oh, don't donate that. I want it. Seeing him come down the hallway wearing this, it was like Superman had arrived.
No, that's how Rachel felt.
I always thought that when how do parents go on when they lose a child? How do they breathe on it? But you do wake up. Forget.
It's like one of the best monologues. She should have won an award for that.
Yeah, it's like getting that call again and again. You have to keep on being a parent even though you don't get to have a child anymore.
Every time she says that, I just cry.
With the Banksy loser parade.
You're exhausting. You seriously don't recognize this dumpster?
Come on.
Oh yeah, it's still there.
As soon as Finn joined the Glee Club, being a loser, an outcast, and a misfit, it all became okay.
Hey, give me that jacket. Seriously, I'll pay you for it. I'm sure you have a whole room full of mementos. I got nothing.
I mean, that's technically true.
You can't have this.
That jacket is reserved
I think
for people.
Kurt
What are you gonna do? Beat me up and take it from me? Throw me in a dumpster? You can't have it.
See, Kurt just became more confident. Like, he just doesn't care.
Just yesterday morning, they let me know you were gone. I just can't remember who to send it to. I've seen fire and I've seen rain. Won't you look down upon me, Jesus? You gotta help me make a stand. You just gotta see me through another day.
And I know that Cory wrote a song about Cory and his passing and all the memories that he had. I think it was called, what, Hold On?
I won't see lonely times when I could not find a friend.
And I can tell that those two were close.
But I always thought that I'd see you again.
Hi, Santana. Shouldn't you be with Tina in Glee Club? I don't mean to pry. It's just I had Tina morning and song with the Glee Club until 10:45 at the earliest.
No, I had to get out of there. Felt like my head was gonna explode.
Principal Sylvester told us the candles have to go. She said she got a call from the fire marshal.
You cannot let her do this.
Well, technically, yeah, it's
He's the janitor.
I mean, if
New
somebody caught
Santana
fire-
Lopez is right, old Santana Lopez. Under the tyrannical jackboot of Sylvester regime, I'm powerless. And I'm to overcome with Finn Hudson-related grief.
Yeah, Sue
to fight
did
back.
Figgins dirty.
You
But
have
the
no right to
40%.
take down that memorial.
Oh, as a matter of fact, I do, sandbags. I allowed that memorial to remain in the hallway for over a week.
Oh, please.
You wanted that
At least she
memorial
gave him a
gone
week,
because
though.
you're such a cold-hearted bitch.
What did you just call me?
A miserable, self-centered
Although Sue really needed
bitch
to hear this.
who has spent every waking minute of the past 3 years trying to make our lives miserable. I'm officially over it.
I don't care for your attitude.
Well, I don't give a hot, wet monkey's ass what you care for.
And I use
You are
that
not my
quote, too.
principal.
Hot,
See,
wet
I don't go
monkeys.
here anymore, Sue. I have hated you ever since the day I met you. You are a horrible person who never had a nice word to say about Finn Hudson. So don't you dare think for a second that he didn't hate you too.
If I were you, I would choose my next few words very carefully.
What are you gonna do? You gonna expel me? You can pick up that phone and I swear to God, I will shove my foot so far up. No, this is assault.
Ooh.
I just don't know how much longer I can work.
I know she went from
I feel like this look
being that
was
shy
so
girl
Tina
and
2 years ago.
now she's
And I
coming back
spent
into
so
her.
much time transitioning away from God. And look at me, it's like I'm back in that look.
So, why don't you have a look at these on your way out?
I love those
Okay.
pamphlets. You know, understanding, try to be strong for everyone.
Well,
and,
I was with you when you found out that Finn died. I stood right
like,
next
so
to you
some
at the
people just handle
funeral.
it differently.
And I
Like,
couldn't
you
help but
shouldn't have to
notice
pressure
something.
someone to.
You haven't cried
to show their emotion. Like when they're
What are you
ready, they're
saying?
ready.
That I don't feel anything?
No, that's not what I'm
Of
saying.
course I feel something, Emma. I feel more than I know how to express. I'm heartbroken. I have to get back to class.
You know, you want to be strong for them. You don't want you'll grieve on your own time, but sometimes you just need to.
You puke in my locker room, you're cleaning it up.
I love their relationship.
It's a big deal.
She really helped him grow.
I get needing something to get through the first few days.
No one understands.
Understands what? Tell me.
And if I start crying, I don't think I'll ever stop.
Finn would have kicked over one of my chairs.
He was great at that, though.
It was a specialty.
What chance do I have of not being an idiot and hurting people without him around to remind me who I really am?
Just gotta do that for yourself now. And
Finn
see
wasn't always
yourself
gonna be
how
around.
he saw you.
It's not good enough for me. It's not like when he was alive.
You gotta make it good enough because it's all we got left.
Yep.
And I'm telling you this straight because that's how you and I talk. He's dead. And all we've got left is his voice in our head. I'm sorry, but it's time you gotta be your own quarterback. But you gotta promise to put the tree back.
I didn't take
She
the
knows
tree.
you real well, Puck.
Fine, I took the tree. It was a garbage tree, though. It wasn't big enough.
They grow, you know.
Okay, I know that Finn had his doubts about God, but I am convinced that Squishy Teats is up in
Like I
heaven
said,
right now,
people grieve
plopped down
differently,
next to his
so-
new best friend, Fat
It's
Elvis,
how
helping
Satana
themselves
grieves.
to a picnic of baby back ribs smothered in butterscotch pudding and
I just
tater
wish Brittany
taters.
was there for her.
So, this is for you,
'Cause I think
Hudson.
she really needed Brittany.
If I die young, bury me in satin, lay me down on a bed of roses, sink me in the river at dawn, send me away with the words of a love
Who
song.
knew 7 years after this,
Oh,
I would have had a.
oh, the sharp knife of a short life. Well, I've had just enough time. Oh, if I die young, bury me in satin, lay me down on a bed of roses, sings of a love song. Oh.
When it hits you, it hits you.
No!
You sang beautifully.
Couldn't do it.
And I'm glad these two had a moment.
No, not the song. I had this whole plan to surprise everyone and not be a bitch for once in my life and say all these nice things about Finn, and then at the last minute I chickened out.
If there's one thing I've learned from Finn dying, it's that shame is a wasted emotion.
When we had sex, Finn never stopped asking me if I was okay the whole time. And he meant it.
Yep.
One time, Becky Jackson left a piece of chocolate birthday cake on my chair, and when I sat on it, it looked like I'd pooped my pants, and so Finn walked behind me until I could get out of school. So no
And I
one
could
saw
tell
my
Cory and I
chocolate
were
butt
really close.
and thought that I'd messed myself.
Yeah, you would have never let that one down.
No.
Finn really cared about you. And I don't think he would have done all those things if he didn't think you
He
were
even saying
decent
girls just
too.
want to have fun for you to get you more confident.
Where we busted out of class, had to get away from those fools. We learned more from a 3-minute record, baby, than we ever learned in school. Tonight I hear the neighborhood drummer sound. Well, we made a promise, we swore we'd always remember. No retreat, baby, no surrender. and hearts of fire grow cold. We swore blood brothers against the wind, and I'm ready to grow young again. And I hear your sister's voice calling us home across the open yards. Well, even we could cut some place of our own. No retreat, baby, no surrender. Baby, no surrender. No retreat, baby, no surrender.
Finn's jacket. I went for a lie down in the nurse's office, hung it up on the coat rack by her door, and when I woke up from my grief siesta, it was gone. I know you took it. We all know you took it.
I didn't take a jacket.
Like, we were fighting this week.
Like, you wouldn't do that with Santana.
No me gusta.
Santana.
Seriously, Puck. You can keep it tonight, but I need it back tomorrow.
Puck.
All right, it's Santana's now.
If you did, all I'm gonna say is that all of us want some piece of Finn to keep close to us.
I understand Puck really wanted something of Finn. Kurt had a whole room and...
Okay, look. All I can say is that I'm really...
Shut up. You're absolutely right.
Oh, yeah?
I don't care about that. I don't care about people. I care about him. He was such a good guy. I'll never get to tell him. He would have made an excellent teacher. I thought I'd spend the next 30 years teaching alongside him. Oh, it's just so pointless. All that potential.
And I feel like since this is like the 5th season, they wouldn't recast Finn. I understand if it was like the 2nd season or maybe the 3rd season, yeah, but I'm glad that they didn't recast Finn and, you know, they...
This is sort of cheesy.
Give him a sad ending.
I just had to see it. I loved Finn.
And I don't know if they were engaged to be married or
Me
they were
and
just
he loved
boyfriend
all of you
girlfriend, but I
guys.
know that they were
I know
planning
he
to
did.
be together.
I like to sing in the car and
And I think that Cory
before Finn, I used to sing alone.
brought the best side out of Leah, and I...
When the rain is blowing in your face and the whole world is on your case, I could offer you a warm embrace.
I'm glad she's showing that side of Rachel that
Make
fell
you
with
feel
Finn.
my love. I know you haven't made your mind up yet,
She still really cares about him.
but I would never do you wrong.
And no one should have to go through that.
I've known it from the moment that we met to make you feel my love. Oh, the storms are raging on the rolling sea. I could make you happy, make your dreams come true. Nothing that I wouldn't do to make you feel my love, to make you feel my love.
I'm glad she was able to come though.
What do you have to reward?
It's not a reward. It's bait. I'm gonna kick the crap out of whoever brings that jacket back. And I want it back before I go home. Maybe never. You know, I used to love coming here. But now this just reminds me of everything that I've lost.
I understand.
It'd be kind of hard to come back, but...
You should go.
Geez, Mr. She, you don't have to rush me out of the door.
I'm a teacher. It's supposed to make me happy to see my kids grow up and leave the nest.
I love that Marla the different Finn.
It's root beer.
So what do you think?
50 years from now, when this tree's 30 feet tall and kids come to make out under it, will they know who it was planted for?
Probably not.
Yeah, probably.
Whole life.
Yeah.
Everything that happened is in that line.
What are you gonna do with your line now, Puckerman?
I'm gonna make a man of myself. Figured if I don't have Finn, I need an army to help me.
Are you serious? The Army?
Air Force, actually. Thought maybe I could be a Top Gun.
I think they were actually naval aviators in that movie.
Yeah.
Now, it's up to me to figure it all out.
Proud of you.
And that's a lesson we all have to
Yeah.
learn. Sometimes
Just don't get
the
shot,
hardest
okay?
lesson or the easiest lesson.
Hey, Mr. Ship.
Hey, Rachel. I get flashbacks when you walk in here and say that. Good ones.
How are you doing?
Everyone keeps asking me that.
Well, from what I hear, you've been a rock for everyone, so I know that means that sometimes you don't get to grieve yourself. Idea.
It's like starting over now.
I talk to him a lot. I can still see his face and I can hear his voice so clearly. And when we were dating, it was pretty much me talking all the time and him just pretending to listen, so it's not really that different. I had it all planned out.
And I know this is the talk she had with Ryan Murphy. This was how she wanted.
I was gonna make it big on Broadway and
She wanted the show to
maybe do a Woody Allen movie. And then when we were ready, I would just come back and he'd be teaching here and I'd walk through those doors and I would just say, I'm home.
Seasons.
And then we would live happily ever after. I don't know, something different.
Maybe something better.
I don't think that that's possible. But thank you so much for doing this. I felt like I didn't know if I would be able to sing again, but now I know that I can. And I know that there have been a lot of memorials for him, but
Did he really say that?
he was smart, just, in an untraditional kind of way.
Come on, let's hang it right over there.
Yeah, I didn't like how he tried to accuse Puck of gaslighting Puck. But, should have been honest with him. We miss you, Cory. Oh, wow. Ooh. That was a lot. That was a lot. It's really hard to watch this. But, at least we gave Finn some closure, Cory some closure. And I'm glad they didn't recast his role because no one else would have played Finn better than Cory. I mean, like I said, if the show was on the second season when he passed, then probably. But I'm glad they buried Finn when they buried Cory. But I wish Cory and Leah had their happily ever after. That they would have had a kid together, and all that. Ooh, that was such an intense episode, and I this episode just really hits you that we don't know when our last moment is, and I remember when I heard the news of Cory's passing. I was actually, me and my friend went to Los Angeles and we attended a taping of The X Factor when when it was in the USA, and it was, I saw Demi Lovato, Simon Cowell, and Kelly Rowland. Paulina Rubio wasn't there. I think she came later, but after the taping, me and my friend Runkle were on the way to go back home because we were about 3 hours away from LA, and I heard, right when we were getting lunch, I heard, I saw the Canadian police on a live video feed on Facebook, and they said that they received a call that they found that one of the hotel staff found someone unalive or passed away in their room because Cory was supposed to check out, but he didn't, so they set someone up there, and that's when they found him. And they said that they will let us know who that is later that night. So I waited, and then I saw one of the policemen taking the stand and telling us that the one who passed away was Cory Monteith, and I just bawled because he was alone. He had a hard time. I know addiction is really hard to get rid of, and it was just sad that he didn't have Leah there with him, that he passed away all alone, and that's just really got to be like, I can't imagine what that felt like. I'm glad he was in a hotel, because if he was just somewhere else and no one found out, then don't know what could have happened. But it's just sad that he had no one around him. I know he went out that night before. He was having fun, and then he came back, and then I guess that's what happened. But it's just. So I just wish he had someone there with him. Whew. I know, sorry, just the way that what happened just really gets to me. He didn't deserve this, I know he went to rehab before he went on the trip to Canada. And and he was getting help, but I don't know what happened. But that doesn't matter. What matters is that just addiction is such a hard thing to overcome, especially with alcohol. And I know he struggled with that at an early age, and and I watched the Glee documentary, The Price of Glee, before, and I know that he was getting ridiculed a lot. People were making fun of his weight, and he lost a lot of weight, and people were upset about that. I'm like, he just couldn't win. He was overworked. He went through a lot because he was one of the show's lead cast, and all that pressure was put on him. I don't know if that caused him to drink some more or all that, but Ryan Murphy and pushed them so hard. To the point where they didn't have a break after they did a season of Glee. When they finished filming a season, they had to do something else. I know they did the Glee tour back in 2010, 2011. So they did the tour, and then when they came back, they had to film another season. They really didn't get much of a break, and that's just sad. And just the fact that Cory had that short end of that stick. he was such a great actor. Like, he played Finn so well. Like, I think, like, those of us who are diehard Glee fans, like, we weren't very nitpicky about what he was doing, what he looked like. To me, Cory Monteith was like the most talented out of everyone. His vocal range changed, from the first season all the way to the fourth season. Just hearing him sing and just belt out these amazing tunes. The song Paradise by the Dashboard Light in season 3, when they performed that, like, that was one of the best performances from Cory. He went, and he knew he wasn't a good dancer, but he didn't matter. It didn't matter to him. He tried, and that's all that matters, and he tried with that dance number, because I know in Naya Rivera's book that Cory struggled with the Paradise by the Dashboard Light, but I didn't see that he struggled. Like, he did amazing. He shined so much, and he should have. I know he was proud that he nailed this hardest performance that they've ever done. And yeah, he may not be a good dancer, but he did his best, and that's all that matters. Like, no one's gonna be like, I don't know whoever was very nitpicky about what he did, about what he looked like, what he was doing. Like, that's not a fan. That's just someone who's just trying to find something very wrong and call them out on it. There was nothing bad about Cory Monteith. He was a great guy. I could tell he got along with everyone on the set, the cast, the crew. He was really close to a lot of his Glee co-stars. I know him and Leah, they started dating a year or two before his passing, and he was an all-around good guy. There's just the addiction that he had to go through. There's his life that he had to go through with that addiction. It was just so sad. He needed help, and I thought, sometimes rehab works, sometimes it doesn't. It depends on where he went, and there's that he should have gotten a lot of help. Sorry, I know I'm rambling, but it just, after 11 years, it still hits as hard. And I'm glad Leah Michelle still remembers him on social media. She still cares about him, and I think she still has that Finn necklace that Cory gave her on set. And he was an all-around good guy, and that's all I'm gonna remember him by. I don't care about his about all the nitpicky things that people have said about him. Like, there was nothing bad about Cory Monteith. He struggles, but he got through as much as he can, and that's just why we need a friend or someone in our life to help us. But yeah, this was such an intense episode, and I thought it would be good to kind of rewatch it again and just remember all the good things about Cory and Finn. I know Finn had his moments where he wasn't a good character, but overall, we all could learn from Finn, because sometimes the norms get the better of us, and we try to be what people think of us to be. But he really enjoyed the Glee Club. He really enjoyed performing the songs and singing and getting to know the outcasts that he never really associated with, and him and Rachel, who probably wouldn't have clicked, felt that connection, and it was through Glee Club. So, but yeah, let me know what you thought about this episode in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content. This is also too. Don't forget to check my Patreon. I have full-length episode reactions of Pretty Little Liars, and I'm gonna try to do more reactions and all that. But this will definitely be on my Patreon, so don't forget to check that out. It'll be in the video description on my YouTube channel. But yeah, this is Movie Butt 29 signing out. See ya.